Guys, Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights brings together stories from the world's most notorious creatures of horror. Select nights September 14th through November 3rd in Universal Studios, Florida.
Face terrifying haunted houses, including Netflix's Stranger Things and more.
Plus, experience sinister scare zones, outrageous live shows, and some exhilarating Universal Studios attractions.
Learn more at orlando.halloweenhorrornights.com/crucible. That's orlando.halloweenhorrornights.com/crucible.
Crucible. Hi, it's me, the Guardian. Hi, Shax. I brought you a cake for being a good Crucible announcer.
Wow, thanks, Guardian. This is amazing.
Guys, I'm trying to get Claymore tonight, and no one's listening to this on a holiday before a Destiny release, so no intro, okay? Andrew, just drop the music.
Seventh column.
I'm news.
Oh my God,
decided to roll back in.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, how's your vacation? Was it worth it? Did you get your Redrix?
No, he lost all of his games that night.
That particular night was not effective in my grind, and would have been further along in the weekend had I just recorded the episode. But since then, Since then, I've gone up quite a few points, and actually, as soon as this stupid recording is done, I'm getting Redrix. It's happening, so I'll be ready.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening.
Yep. Okay, no, that's good.
I'll also spare everyone from my exhaustion of talking about the grind, and maybe we'll touch on it later. But shout out to Cap and everyone at Adept for playing with me this week, because we're about to knock it out. And
I matched into a game against Cap just a couple days ago. It sucked.
He's very good.
Terribly. He's very good.
Yeah.
It's him and all his buddies. They all got the Titan with the Crucible neck feathers. And it's just like, if it's not one, it's another. Coming around the corner, shooting you with a shotgun.
Yeah, they got some slayers. They've got some slayers. We've had some good games despite few disconnects and stuff, breaking my streaks. But anyways, it's happening. I'll be done soon. Next week, I'll be proudly wearing it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we got it's Crucible Radio, the podcast for all things Destiny 2 PvP. We're going to talk about that. I'm Bones. This is Birds and Swain. We're going to do a podcast. Yeah, this is
hold on. I'm Birds, and he's Swain.
Yeah, he's Swain.
I am Swain.
No, I'm Birds. I'm Birds. Like this bit.
You like the bit where you just say your name?
No, I angrily correct you and then say my name. No.
It's Birds.
No, you're not getting it. Anyways, yeah, this is gonna be one of those no outline episodes because look, we've been working through these outlines, organizing our thoughts, getting ready, working through details, making our predictions, thinking through what is the reasoning behind this. But we ain't got to do any of that tonight because it just all happened. I guarantee you I wasn't being systematic about playing this 2 point, I don't know, however many O's they got tagged onto the end of it. This just new good thing. Just one?
Yeah.
It's 2.0.
Yeah.
And yeah, my experience has been all over the place. There's so much to talk about. We're just gonna be organic. We're just gonna talk about this wild ride we've been on.
Yeah, holy cow.
let's who knows the right way to do this? Let's do a first impression.
Okay.
And I got 2, and Bonesy, I think the odds of me overlapping with you are pretty good. So how about you get us kicked off? First impressions.
My first impressions. You know what? It took me a little bit to settle in. It's been what? Let's see. Yeah, it's been it's like the 3rd day, although I haven't played yet today. So it was a fast turnaround. At the start, it felt like a mess. Of course, I jumped into quick play. It was all just chaos. The shoulder charges are everywhere. And it seems right away that shotguns are pretty dominant.
Yeah, really quite good.
I don't know how to feel about grenade launchers where they're at right now, but there's something. But I also did realize that part of my experience and the certain weapons I tried out are heavily impacted by this stability bug that's on the PC side. So basically you spawn in, you get a very bad stability. There's a little bug trick to fix it. But that whole thing, it's just like, I don't really know what to think about hand cannons yet. I'm just going to wait.
That's mouse and keyboard only, right? Doesn't affect controllers, right?
I don't know, but it's enough for me to realize I'm not really going to use Dire Promise at the moment until they fix that. I have found a few guns that feel good. Definitely Nightshade is quite strong in that 450 RPM on the pulse. That's cool. And but it was a little bit of chaos, but then everyone starts to immediately figure out what they like. My shotgun play is already better. Like in a few hours, my mouse and keyboard shotgun feels good, and that's because the uptime is much higher. So that's cool. And then I got into just messing with stuff, what feels good, or I like flashbangs now, or I can 2-tap with a Criminal's Dagger in an Empowering Rift, and that's hilarious. So I'm getting into it, I'm feeling it out, and it's all starting to click. And I played more comp than I have quick play, and I have to say, comp has been fun. I've actually had a lot of fun in the games I've played, and that's pretty great. Radar is back, obviously being a huge change, but the new economy makes comp exciting, so that's cool. That's my first impressions.
Swain, you're up.
Oh man, I mean,
were you slowly walking farther and farther away from the podcast?
I was like,
going to talk a while. Let's
see how long he can do this. I might get a drink from the fridge. No, I have had a ton of fun, and obviously we've preached adapting many a times, because that's the thing. Just play what we have. Yeah. And I'm enjoying playing what we currently have more than I enjoyed what I was previously playing. Despite the fact that, like you said, there's shoulder charges and there's shotguns and all that, but to me, I don't really notice it. It doesn't feel like it's overwhelming to me. It just feels like something I've played before. And I have. In Destiny 1, there was just this. And more, actually. In Destiny 1, there was crazy shit like Thorn burning out and, sticky grenades and all that. So, I don't know. This feels really nice right now. And I've kind of just been playing a couple different loadouts. Nothing too crazy, but, there's this weird thing that, before this, because I had to dedicate my heavy slot to something, I tended to dedicate it to sniping for a little while there, because it was just, I don't know, it was satisfying to snipe in the meta that we had. And I love fusion rifles, but it wasn't as satisfying to use them, because they were just kind of I don't know, you would have to fight over power ammo for them, and then you would get this gun that did a hell of a lot of damage really far. So it just felt like, oh yeah, I'm going to get my kills, and they won't be that eventful. But spawning with the special ammo and using a fusion rifle right now it feels like Destiny 1, and it takes me back almost. And I just clicked right back into it, and you realize quite quickly how great they are at taking care of this meta and people rushing at you. It just you see them and you're like, oh, okay, that give me plenty of time to charge this fusion rifle real quick. and I will get you running through that door towards me right now. Yeah, I'm having fun. It's been a good week so far.
Can I just say, I am so happy they gave us a week. Because if we were in a situation where the whole meta changed and like, not just, it's pulse rifles now, but just like
everything,
if everything changed and we were figuring out all of the new guns at the same time, it would be overwhelming. I think this is awesome to get to experience the new meta while using all of our existing gear. And like, you're getting a sense of what works. Probably there's going to be some new hotness that doesn't have a good incarnation right now, but it can drop with this roll and it's great. And we're all going to be using high impact pulse rifles, a week from now or whatever. But I'm really happy with that. And I've enjoyed going through my loadout. Bonesy, you said one thing in particular, which is that your shotgun play has gotten a lot better because your uptime is higher. By the time this comes out, the clock is ticking, but you can still do it. If you are, I still needed to finish up my sniper ornament for my Crucible armor. And when you start with 2 sniper shots, it goes really quickly. It's 100 kills. And I wasn't sniping that much. And it always felt like a waste if that's what I spent my power ammo on. I could just get a lot more kills using a grenade launcher or something like that. And now I don't feel the slightest bit bad about having a sniper on me, about using it and not feeling like I'm giving anything up. I will say weapon slots a little weird now. A little weird. Used to be that in DIM, I've got a preset for all the sort of main guns that I use. It's called _main guns. And it used to be that my power ammo slot was totally full because you need to have a high impact shotgun, low impact shotgun. You got to have tractor cannon. You got to have whisper. You got to have your fusion. You got to have your sniper. You got to have 2 different grenade launchers. You got to have a sword. Throw in another exotic, and it's completely full. And now I'm looking, and it's like, what do I have in there? I got the 4 exotics. I got the 1 rocket launcher I never touch. I got play of the game. And basically, you could just kind of stick with play of the game, right?
Pretty much.
Like that. That's going to be something to figure out. And I'm sure they're going to balance it out. But I'll tell you, the flip side is that it's kind of feeling a little bit crowded in the energy slot now. I had a lot of guns there before. There's a lot, honestly, the best primary exotics, I believe, exist in the energy slot for the most part. And it's just a little cramped. It's a little cramped. So kind of a weird rebalancing. Yeah. Let me ask you guys this. Here's a topic. As my first impression, a little cramped. Thankful for the week. Question. One thing that they wanted to do with this clearly was let you play it how you wanted to play it. So if you wanted to do the D1 layout with your primary, your special, and your heavy, you can do it. If you want to do the D2 layout with your dual primaries and your heavy, you can do it. If you want to do weird stuff like 3 snipers and knock yourself out, you can do it. But I feel like I feel an obligation to go with the D1 layout because I love this energy SMG and I'll use it with, Balligant in the primary slot, but it feels dumb to not have a shotgun or a sniper or a grenade launcher or 2 grenade launchers on your person at all times. I don't know if it really is viable to stick with that 2 primary setup.
There's 2 feelings you get now. And this is, both of the feelings from D1 and D2 comparatively, but D2, switching to that 2 primary system, gave you the option to cover a wider variety of ranges. So the actual guns you were using could cover close to mid to long, or from mid to long to extra long. You had that much more coverage. And in the D1 system, you have either extreme long and up close or really up close and kind of close and that kind of thing. And that was always the trade-off for that one-shot kill weapon. So now you've got the feeling of, I can cover a wide variety of ranges with something like a pulse rifle and an SMG but I might get smoked if a one-shot kill, gets up close to me or, has any sort of advantage over me. It's a one-shot kill, and I don't have a one-shot kill on me at all times. So you switch back to the pulse rifle shotgun setup, but then you lose out on that range coverage. You've only got your mid-long to long range on your pulse and your close combat with your shotgun. So you feel like you can't cover those mid ranges like you used to be able to with that setup. And of course, you've got your power slot, so that's supposed to fill a gap, and you can supposedly run close and mid and then long in your power slot. But power up time is kind of like D1 again. It's in the middle.
Seems
you don't really
lower than ever.
Yeah, you don't get it. So it's been I've felt that too. It's been weird to say like I want to just cover all my bases, but I really feel like I'm at a disadvantage if I don't have a shotgun on me or something powerful to stop a push or to combo together. SMGs are buffed, but you can't get 3 kills immediately without reloading twice.
I think I play it by the map a lot more with this.
Yeah, that's true.
Simply because like if it's a close map, I'm not going to put myself at a disadvantage and run the long distance anything. I'm going to kind of stick to being able to be in the tight corridors and react quick because everybody's going to be coming through spaces quick and at you quick. But longer maps, I'll throw on my primary, like my kinetic sniper and like maybe like a pulse rifle, like a quick pulse rifle that can cover the mid ranges and kind of do well up close. And just hang out in lanes because like still no one really knows to stay out of lanes still.
Yeah. Get that sniper ornament. I'm telling you, now's the time. It is the golden era of sniping oblivious people.
Sure. And like it's been nice. You just spawn in, you got the 2, and there definitely seems to be a lot. Well, the only disadvantage I would say for snipers in that situation is the fact that like getting kills drops the special ammo, but sniper kills get kills so far away that you're not picking up the special ammo that you helped drop. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Whereas like shotguns, you kill them, you basically land on their dead body and pick up their ammo that they drop. So
yeah, you're able to stay in it really, really effectively, and you don't feel totally exposed if you're in the in the center room and you just got a couple kills, but they're closing in on you. You probably have another shot. Whereas a sniper is just like, well, guess I'll go run up to the battle now that I've taken my 2 shots.
Yeah. It tends to be like it empties you quicker. And I don't know. It'd be nice if there's a solution for that involves like if you got a hit, you get something back. I don't know. Well, it's not my job to figure that out.
I'll say 2 things on this. The first, and Anklet mentioned it the other day. Credit where credit is due, but I was actually already running with it because my sniper is the long walk. I don't have any of the super snappy ones. I got Aachen, but I don't use that. But the nice thing about long walk, Anklet points out, is that the slide to reload is really, really good, and it works really well in this setup because I'll take my 2 sniper shots, I'll see the green brick, and then I'll switch to my primary, and then once I'm on top of the brick, I'll literally switch to my sniper and slide over the green box, and that reloads it. Mm-hmm. So like there's not even that pick it up and then do the slide. If you slide over the ammo, that will load it. And that is super nice.
I didn't record this or test it very thoroughly, but I was running with transversive steps after the buff, and that reloads any gun you're using now. So
it took me so long to figure out what that click was.
Yeah,
what's this fucking clicking?
Yeah, but I think you can run over ammo and just sort of load it automatically, which really does go towards an aggressive play style, and just you never lose momentum. You never have to stop and reload.
So I want to know for you guys.
Let me drop this thing before we move on. Okay. There's one other thing, which I think that this whole setup with the weapons, I think it introduces, and maybe I'm wrong, I think it introduces a bias towards short range primaries. Because, yeah, okay, some people want the grenade launcher, some people want the sniper, some people want the shotgun. But if you run out of ammo and you're caught out, you don't have that dual primary, you can't cover your ranges. Which one do you really want? And I feel like in most cases, you're going to want to take the one that's going to save your life, which in this early days of this meta means the one that you're going to be able to backpedal with and shut down the guy rushing at you with a shotgun or with the shoulder charge or with both in all likelihood. And that means that if basically you're going to spend a lot of your time with just ammo for one gun, that you're going to be looking at an SMG, you're going to be looking at an auto rifle, you're going to be looking at something that really works up close. And maybe that's just in my head, but it kind of makes me sad because up until this patch, and actually into the patch, I'm just digging on Jade Rabbit so hard. I got the catalyst for it, so I'm trying to work that one down. But the 3-tap is real. It feels so good. But man, when you're running Jade Rabbit and a shotgun and you run out of shotgun ammo, you got to position real carefully at that point. You're not going to be hip firing 3-tap anyone with Jade. And I felt a lot of times like unless it was, Vostok or just the right map, that I really wanted to have an SMG instead most times. And that even with the long range primaries, you now reasonably should expect that you're going to be going up against snipers as well. So the pressure to land that first shot and get the flinch going is very, very strong.
Speaking of efforts, there's going to be a big role for armor perks for a lot of these problems.
Geez. Yes,
like
that's
from
true.
Fixing the flinch, from getting extra ammo, from kills and pickups, to just simply being able to use a certain gun better, having better handling for something. So those armor perks are for sure going to play into this. And I'm going to I know myself, and I'm going to have to make a spreadsheet and put that into dim and just have loadouts. Like, this is my loadout. This is the armor that goes with that loadout, and just kind of immerse myself in that a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Swain, I can already see you on that armor grind. That seems like
I like looking good.
Yeah, you like looking good, and you like maximizing those armor stats.
Sure.
It's there's so many perks on everything now. Like they really did not hold back on this. It's a lot. It's a lot of D1.
I want to know, what are the loadouts you guys are using that you tend to are magnetized to? What are you finding that you're switching a lot, obviously, and you're trying things out, but what's the two? Because we all play the game in power. What two are you going to the most?
I would have to say in that energy slot, it's either going to be Deadpan Delivery, it's going to be the Long Walk, or it's going to be actually it hasn't changed much. Resonance 42, best MG in the game, I believe. In my opinion, Resonance 42, best SMG. And Finite Impactor, it just feels like a sticky hand cannon that can't compare. I'm having a real identity crisis in the kinetic slot, especially now that there's a stronger burden on having your primary really work all the bases. I find myself going back to New City just as the all-arounder, big range, works well in the air. I don't know.
Bones?
Figuring it out.
Mine is, like I said, super sort of temporary right now because, since switching to mouse and keyboard, I've always wanted a hand cannon on me, but I don't trust them right now. There's a precision issue with stuff like Better Devils. There's the stability thing, which I could definitely feel on Dire Promise. And I know it's on everything, but hand cannons, if you miss a bullet, no damage is applied. So I've been going with pulse rifles a lot just to get those body shots and consistent damage. And for that reason, Nightshade is one of the strongest new primaries for me. It's a 3 burst to kill, but you only need 6 out of 9 bullets to be crits. So that's 2 bursts crits, one body, plus that thing's got kill clip, so it becomes a monster. That's a really strong pulse right now. I've still been running Vigilance Wing just because it's a very consistent amount of damage. You get that spray, hit them in the foot, they still go down. keeps people at bay because you got that huge magazine. You can just like pre-fire corners, and that's boring but very crucial in comp right now. So that one's good. Pulse rifles are good. I do like the Ikelos SMG, and I want to keep using it, but right now I feel like I always need a shotgun. In that case, hand in hand, the old green shotgun is probably my favorite one right now.
Been using that as well.
Yeah,
but it's not my go-to.
It's an overall average, solid, decent range. I've made some really good plays with it, and it fits that slot, that energy slot. I prefer it much more over the full auto or something like that. If I really mix it up, I've gone Balligant in the kinetic for my shotty.
Balligant. I finally found a shader for Balligant that doesn't make it look so.
Yeah, I do like that gun. I like the look of it. And Graviton, it's not flat out better. It didn't benefit from the time to kill as much as other guns, but one shot really packs a punch. And if you're getting teams and you get that nice crit for like, I don't know how much, like 60 damage or something like that, it can be really strong. So plus the absurd range on it with the mouse and keyboard, you can really do some damage. So it's helpful on some maps. It's definitely my go-to range gun if I'm playing something like Emperor's Respite or Eternity. I'd have to go Grav. I haven't used the Scouts as much because I think some weird thing with that. I want Polaris Lance to be good, but I'll wait a week. But yeah, a lot of hand in hand and a lot of Nightshade. I'd say that's probably my strongest right now.
I'm looking at my vault. I don't think I have a Nightshade right now.
Ooh.
I've always hung on to it. I've always liked that RPM. And even when the pulses got buffed and it became Vigi and Grav, like that one just felt smooth. I've never really, really loved the fast ones. I'll use Darkest before because it's full auto, but I don't like pacing the shots at that speed. The Nightshade is the old Hawksaw style, and it just feels the most natural to me with my trigger finger. So it's good. Oh, and then Criminal's Dagger doing 2-tap kills and Empowering Rift is
pro comp strat, right?
It's pretty fun.
I would say my biggest loadout that I find myself going back to is Crimson and Erentil. The FR4.
Yeah, that fusion.
So that fusion benefits amazingly from the fact that you get dropped in with 2 in the magazine all the time because it's got the perk Under Pressure, which improves stability and accuracy as the magazine gets lower. So if you're starting at the lowest end of the magazine, it's already going to be the best version of itself. It is so incredibly like tight, and you can get these really long range kills that I wasn't really achieving with main ingredient when I went and tried it again. So I think that's the perfect fusion to use right now if you're going to use one. And pairing it with Crimson, like recovery right now and getting your health back from gunfights is pretty big. And I want that health like real bad. Give
me that health.
Give me that.
Now, you're using liquid coils on that, right? You're not using the accelerated coils.
I am using accelerated coils.
Oh, good. I also prefer accelerated coils, and people make me feel bad. It's like, oh, the high impact hard hitting. It's like, no, I just want it to go faster. It goes too slow. I got short attention span. My brain doesn't work right.
It's like the perfect amount. It's not. I don't feel like I need to run liquid coils on that because I am getting, like I said, I'm getting kills from really far away, and if I could get the charge down to like feel different than those really slow, clunky type of fusion rifles, that's like my sweet spot. It feels like Plan C felt in D1.
Yeah, snappy.
Speaking of getting your health back on kills, there is a bit of a novelty archetype already kind of popping up, and that is Suros Regime on the slow fire. The speed up, it's pretty good overall. But that slow fire does 34 to the head, as does the Halfdan archetype, which is that old chunky auto rifle that we talked on this show probably 60 episodes ago. We were both really into it. And I will say that on my mouse, I am terrible aim with it. But there was a couple times where I just had a nice lane and 3 enemies were very distracted. And I just like emptied a clip into 3 people. And it does 34 to the head at insane range. And I was like, this is fun.
Yeah, like I always loved that gun as the one that you want to take with you when you're doing the real wide flank.
Yeah.
Like you're off by yourself, but you're off at a distance because it flows very smoothly. The zoom is right. It's got a big magazine. And personally, I like Halfdan with Outlaw on it because odds are, you're going to want to keep going. It responds very well to the tap fire. It's a nice one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see if that archetype exists in Forsaken, and if we can get some perks on it that maybe really smooths it out, something like or a counterbalance mod on my armor or whatever, and just see if I can really control that gun because it's got a really big kick, but when you hit all crits, it's got a very, very satisfying time to kill, and you're like, ooh, that felt good. I want that to happen every time, but currently I miss a lot of shots with it. That's also just my aim.
What didn't we see that guy with like 100,000 kills on his Halfdan?
Yeah, that's one of the perks of the masterwork.
I like that guy.
Function is just going, Jesus Christ, he's got 22,000 kills on his Iron Banner hand cannon from season 1.
Yeah, you know what you like.
You know what you like.
All right, well, I almost exclusively use Sunbreaker despite the fact that Striker's really strong right.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about shoulder charge. I find myself getting killed by shoulder charge enough to be annoyed by it, right? You gotta keep that radar awareness up. I can just not I feel like I get killed every single time doing that thing that the Bobos do where they just run right at you. There's locked eye contact, just sprinting towards you. I feel like I cannot get a kill with a shoulder charge to save my life, literally.
I feel like there's a combination there, Birds. You're not seeing that guy get killed too long after he shoulder charges you.
Yeah, and that technique of just running straight towards the enemy in a straight line as fast as you can. There are some players, shoulder charge or otherwise, for whom that is their entire strategy, and this is just their meta. It's just their time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not to mention the fact that that helm gives you infinite shoulder charges if you get kills with them. So
yeah, not to be that guy, but that's a little silly. Just the infinite shoulder charge one-shot kill is a little silly.
Yeah, no, for sure. Birds, practice your like slide into shoulder charge because that works.
Sure.
And can get you out of some situations. It can close gaps quicker. That's for sure.
Yeah. But it poses as a strong threat right now, honestly, and I think that's why it ends up succeeding, is because we are in this new mode where Titans can be very fast. They can do that damage, and knowing they will kill you can maybe force you to make a bad play or make a bad jump or get caught in your Warlock float or something like that. And that's where I see the Titan skate really working. But if I jump into comp with really competent shotgun players, like, they will melt me if I just try to make that the play. I can, maybe flank or get that, collapse on the last guy and I'll get the kill with it. Sure. But, anyone can get that last kill if it's 4v1. But yeah, I definitely got shut down a lot. And I was also not surprised by it because there's just less people on the map, not lesser, less. They're all very skilled in comp right now, guys.
Yeah. Well, let's get this over with. Bonesy, you want to give your final season 3 comp report in light of these new changes?
Yeah, but how about after our word from a sponsor?
Seems reasonable.
Okay.
Just delaying the inevitable. But hey, this is, for one, I am personally 100% on board for. We got to give a shout out this week to our sponsor, Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Whoa.
I love these new Tomb Raider games. They just got it right. And they embraced my desire to just play the entire game creeping around with the bow and arrow. That's what I wanted.
Guys, do you like terrifying tombs?
Oh, sure, of course.
Unforgiving jungles?
Yep.
A hell of a lot.
What about like a Maya apocalypse?
Wait, a Maya
I've
apocalypse?
never experienced one, but I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Yeah, well, no, I'm on board.
That might sound new to you, but that's just another day for Lara Croft.
And now I'm wondering, could I experience Lara Croft's defining moment as she becomes the Tomb Raider?
Absolutely. I mean, this is the third installment of a really big story. And in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Lara must master the jungle using brand new skills, overcome tombs containing challenges and puzzles, and persevere through her darkest hour as she races to save the world from a Maya apocalypse. Last week. Well, Swain, this one's a little harder than that, okay? End of the world here.
Mine was missing pieces.
This is following Destiny to stop the end of the world, all right? You know what else?
I'm not interested unless I get to play as Lara Croft racing to save the world from a Maya apocalypse that she put into motion. And also, I, meaning Lara, need to ultimately be forged into the Tomb Raider that she, i.e. I, am destined to be. Will I get a chance to do that in this game?
Of course, yes. Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider is available on Xbox One on September 14th. Pre-order the Croft edition at your favorite retailer and experience Lara's journey 48 hours early, baby.
Croft is a really weird last name.
It is, but it's cool.
We've never thought about it on its own.
Until you say it 4 times in an ad.
Yep. Hi, I'm Croft. Sounds like
Lara Croft.
Improvised Macaulay name
Croft.
right there. Birds Croft?
No, it's Birds Croft.
They should make a Tomb Raider mod called Minecraft.
Get on it, Bungie.
Yeah. Or
invite me to your shit so I can give you these amazing tips.
Now hold on. Would Minecraft be a Minecraft mod for Tomb Raider where you build stuff in the jungle? Or is it a Tomb Raider mod for Minecraft where you raid tombs, but they're all blocks?
I think it's raiding tombs, but they're all blocks.
Yeah, that checks out. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, Bonesy, comp report. Sound off, Bonesy.
It's
not for too long.
Going fine. It's towards the end. I really am confident I'm getting it tonight, so I'm not too grumpy about it right now. The streaks are thrown off by occasionally a very close game where you lose. That's great. More often my streak is broken in that mid spot because of weird disconnects and stuff, and that's pointless for me to really get into much depth about. But I think really having played more comp than anything in the last few weeks, and having played a lot more comp on this side of 2.0 than quick play, the changes really do make it more fun. I don't think it's perfect, and obviously there's more changes to come. So this is just talking about this weird interim week. But I do like it. I have enjoyed the games I've been playing last night and the night before. It's crazy and it's exciting. It's still very much a play for power on survival because play of the game is absurd. You can also make a lot of work happen with something like Wardcliff Coil because you get 2 rockets now. That's a big deal, and you don't give up power to the enemy team if you die. So, yeah, it's still that play for the beginning, but you can occasionally get some different kinds of picks. One of the big things we noticed right off is we had a sniper on our team, and I'm not very good at sniping on a mouse and keyboard, so I haven't even tried it. It's been out of my brain. I'm like, there's no way I'm going into comp with a sniper, but more capable teammates of mine, you get to those standoffs, maybe on Eternal Cliffs or whatever it's called. I don't know, on the Mars map and Countdown. And what previously was sometimes a very, very grueling standoff between Vigilance Wings as someone tries to get that first pick and everyone's playing really careful to get that first play and then they'll push. When you get right up to that line, you kind of peek and you send a burst, but then your teammate nails a headshot. You just go. And that's 20 seconds faster than the average Countdown round now. So that's been really cool. And that feels very Trials, very, very D1 to just make that awesome shot right off the bat and totally shift the momentum and try to take advantage of that. And I'm getting much better at, especially playing with really good teammates from Adept. I'm used to that sort of slow start. I'm going to be careful. I'm low on health. I'm going to back up. I might get a pick with my Graviton Lance. When someone has that play right away, I'm like, oh, I'm coming. And I just have to run in and keep up with them instead of trying to move around and flank and try to, I don't know. There was so much awkwardness to the start of those games, to the start of a round, either survival on countdown. And now it's just like, who's got a good shot, make a play, land a snipe, and get that power and go. So it's been exciting. And there's some downsides. Countdown with radar, little awkward to try to defuse. Can be really, really hard for that defending team if they do get a cap. Sometimes the attackers make a good play. They throw a shield up, they set that charge, they back out of there, and they just made an aggressive move like that. But you know how it goes. Like we've all played Trials on Eternity together. Sometimes you just run to Temple and the other team ran to Keyhole and you just set. And well, it wasn't really a contest in that sense, but now you got to defuse, but there's radar so they know where you're coming from. That's tricky. That definitely makes it tricky. Overall though, good changes. Weapon slots have been a good impact, and overall radar, it's been good.
You know what's interesting is when you said the change to adding radar on countdown, it got me thinking, man, I haven't heard a word that he said. I've totally been tuning all this out like 2 minutes now. So I guess I'll hear the rest of the take when I listen to it on Monday. But no, sounds, I don't know. You sound enthusiastic, at least. It seemed good sounding noise. So cool.
Well, yeah. And also like we've had this. It's not like we've never had.
Again. It's happening.
We've never had radar. I got to talk more because I skipped last week and I was playing this. So, so it's like I'm saying this big thing about, there's radar now, but it existed at the beginning of D2. So it's really just bringing it back. But overall, I had my fun with no radar. I hit around a corner and watched someone run past me and I shotgunned them in the back. And then plenty more people did that to me. It feels more natural now and it feels closer to that competitive experience I really liked from Trials. And that's been cool.
Let me ask this. In this weird little 1 week comp window we've got, what's the comp meta right now? How's it changed?
Well, you still get some lanes. You'll still get some pulses on some maps. You got to have the range. There are just good snipers out there. Not many. But I feel like when I encounter a good sniper, they just don't miss. And you get killed and you just have to stop and you're like, what? And it's absurd what people can do on a mouse and keyboard. That's not very common though. I would say that's maybe, once a night we'll run into a team where someone's really hitting their shots. So really it's hand cannon shoddy or pulse and shoddy, depending on the map, depending on your style. That's it. A lot of skating titans. I'll say that's been the biggest change. In terms of the team composition, is a lot more Titans have showed up where previously it was a lot of Hunters with Wormhusk. Wormhusk is still there, still decent. Can definitely ruin a push if you die and you see and you're like, he's weak, hoping your teammate comes and finishes him off and then you realize he rolled and got that chunk of health. That's still a good play, but I think you see more Stompies and a bit more Golden Guns with the extended, but I'd say it's a better balance. I'd say the 3 classes are better distributed, and there's been some Dawnblades a lot more too. Not so many Voidwalkers in comp, even though Blink is fun now. But yeah, more Titans for sure. They can skate now. It's scary.
Oh man, we didn't even really get into Blink.
We haven't talked about Blink at all.
Well, let's finish up with the subclasses. I want to ask this first. You mentioned Wormhusk. Who was smart and pulled all those exotics that they wanted to try out of the vault and was able to test them this week? And who forgot?
I haven't played much Hunter at all, and I've played just a little bit of Warlock, but mostly Titan.
I pulled all of the exotics out of my vault, except for Telesto, apparently.
Oh, who would have thunk it? Telesto showing up in every quick play match now. Go figure.
Yeah, so from what I can remember, based on the data that I did not look up myself, it's apparently one of the only fusions not really impacted by the power reduction, and it's still doing, I think, 48 per bolt, which makes it a monster. And on top of that, it's an exotic. It travels really far, and it stays on you. So it's definitely risen to the top, for sure. I think even, everyone's like, oh, I don't like grenade launchers, but Telesto is more of a beast than Orwings right now, I think. Hot take, maybe.
I'm going to go ahead and express some mixed feelings about Orwings since you brought it up.
Yeah.
On one hand, I am a little bit concerned that I thought they would take it down a notch. I thought they would.
Same.
It's spicy, you know, and it's a real jarring thing. I'm surprised there's not more people complaining about being stunned by one of those concussion grenades in the same way that people did not like, the burn and the green screen on Thorn. And this is infinitely more jarring. And I also am okay with the fact that I am just very good with the grenade launcher. I've spent a lot of time with them. It is one of my strongest suits in D2. I just really like it, and it works really well, and I like being able to use it. Fighting Lion, I think, is in a great spot right now, starting with 9 on every life.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's something. I'm sorry, I guess. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. I'm gonna keep doing it. It's that or the shotgun. Is it really any better? But it's just gonna keep on. Apologies. It just works too well.
It's interesting because, and I've tried to argue this in my head as well, and I definitely feel like I was surprised at how strong they were. I think I always end up leaning like, play of the game is really where I'm like, wow, like this got better. That's absurd. But Aura Wings is a potential one-shot kill.
Oh, and with this increased uptime, you get to practice it more.
True.
It is very possible to get to the point. I feel like I'm at that point where I can pretty reliably land the grenades on, the dumb strikers charging at me at least. Especially if you're a little bit airborne. It is a learnable skill and a pretty reliable ranged one-hit kill 30% of the time and a lot of damage otherwise. So
yeah, well, and to that regard, another very reliable one-shot kill is a shotgun. Everyone gets 2 rounds of that, and everyone gets 2 rounds of Aura Wings. So it's hard for me to immediately say, like, that's too strong. I'm like, well, if you get 2 kills out of it, that means you hit 2 good shots, probably.
Well, so here's the thing, right? 2 clean shotgun kills, and you do it right. You get your more green. You go on a bit of a tear. You keep your uptime up. That's great. But there is nothing quite as satisfying as doing a wide flank, seeing 5 people all bunched up, hitting them with 1 Aura Wing grenade, and then just letting your teammates clean up the assist for you, or letting one shooting your other grenade and cleaning all 5 of them up in a single shot. This is very doable, and I love for Control, especially, when you've taken B and you are now pushed way past B to keep them from even getting close, and they know that they're just walking into a wall of exploding grenades, that you can beam 3 of them coming off a spawn at the same time. It is not just 2 shots, 2 kills. It might not even be any kills, but still dramatically effective at maintaining the control you want to win the game.
Birds, you're all about that KDA, not just the KD.
Yeah, man, I just want to win. I have to say, I'm quite pleased with my KD. Ever since they made these quick play changes, I gotta believe that I am top of the heap because I'm top of my lobbies. But that is not true. I'm just top of my lobbies, but putting up 30 plus kills almost every game does feel good. Unless I play with you guys, and then Bonesy, you just fuck everything up with your matchmaking.
Hey, I've been in the trenches for a couple of weeks. I think I'm getting better, like noticeably. And that's weird to say. And it's that weird SBMM effect where I'm like, oh, am I good? I've just been struggling in comp. And then I go play Quick Play and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm faster. I'm getting those 180 turns occasionally. It's been a journey, but I feel pretty good on mouse and keyboard. Like it's my best now. And it's been fun to actually improve. I always love that. It happens so late in the game sometimes. You're like, it's the end of a year. There's all this new stuff coming, or I'm maybe burning out a little bit, but I'm seeing improvements, and that's why I still do this show. I think probably, not because of you guys. That's not really part of it.
Oh yeah, no, we wrapped this up long ago. Well, I think that leaves one topic for us to touch on, and this is one that is going to carry the most relevance into next week. But somewhat out of the blue, we got a surprising number of subclass changes, down to some of the individual subclasses, down to some of the class abilities. We talked about those a little bit last week, but we also got a chance to play with these new grenades and see how they they're going down. I don't know. Well, we don't have to go down the list, but what stood out? Some of this stuff I didn't even notice. I haven't even touched my void wall yet. I didn't even think to do it, but it's there. But yeah, I don't know. What's on the list here that sticks out?
I'll do one first and then let you guys talk. But a big one for me was actually flashbang, and I don't think
that's interesting. Is that a comp thing or just in general?
Just I think in general, but it works nicely in comp in a nice way. It's a good substitute for suppression when I always feel like I should run defender if I'm going to be the Titan on the team. That's less of a thing now. But I think it benefits from the pair with a special weapon. Because now it does like 147 or something like that. The base damage went up. The blinding is still the same. But previously, you might blind someone, and then what are you going to do? Like you've got your primary weapons, and they still have half their damage. Now they're pretty close to dying, and they're blind, and you have a shotgun. So just jump over their head and like tap them, and they're done. So I think the overall economy made that grenade pretty powerful, and it's doing a lot of base damage now, but has that blinding effect to let you push with power, and that's really where it feels good.
Blinding effect lasts forever.
It's a very long time. Yes,
I got hit by it the other day. Well, yeah, the other day, and I was just like, "Is this ever going to wear off?" Because it felt like forever.
I have a strategy for getting hit with the flashbang. Switch to your SMG. Just start shooting.
Spray.
Just start shooting. You're probably not going to hit anything, but they will think, I must have missed him because he's shooting so authoritatively and so relentlessly. Yeah, or just, just start punching and don't stop punching. Let them walk into the punch. It worked once. It worked pretty well.
Yeah.
I got to say, I'm having a lot of fun on Stormcaller. I feel like I can finally get down with the Storm Trance and little Arc Soul tweak. Can't say I've noticed it, but I'm in a spot where kinda, not because it's the best, but because I just enjoy it so much in quick play. When I'm on my Warlock, I found myself just gravitating towards Stormcaller, and I couldn't tell you which of the subclass paths I like more. They're both good. I love the blink. The Arc Soul is just a great gift to give all of your buddies. More buddies for everybody. Yeah, it's just a little touch. I haven't touched the Voidwalker stuff yet, but that blink change is it's significant. I played it for half of a game, and then I went, nope, I'm not in the right mindset to miss
Swain
my jumps.
over here, the Titan Master, switching to his Voidlock.
Yeah, I was playing. I played a whole night of Warlock and Voidwalker. It's fun.
The blink is good. It feels good.
The blink is really, really good, and it's just simply because of no one, at least on PC, there's not a lot of people that have experienced blink on that level, so they're just kind of like you're blinking over people and like getting behind them, and they're like, whoa. It's a lot of misdirection and a lot of just people not really understanding what just happened to them. So,
and it feels so nice. It feels so fair. It's in a good spot. The readiness when you blink, it still takes you a second to pull out your gun, so you can't, land in their face. They'll probably smack you, but the radar doesn't irritate you. You can sort of confidently make an aggressive move and get your radar back. And for me, that's really paramount. Another subclass thing, just my last favorite thing. The shield throw speed increase on Sentinel is very satisfying.
Oh, and you can do the bank shots now.
And no decrease in damage.
You got a nice cannon. You just Captain America that shit, and it flies right at him, and it feels awesome. I love it.
That's the one I haven't played too much of yet. I played Striker. I played Sunbreaker, obviously. I played Voidwalker. I haven't given much time to Sentinel, but I will. I will for sure.
Yeah,
I want to play around with Doomfang. And
we got so much to mess with.
Yeah. Well, the PvP, the Crucible has been given a shot in the arm for me. I definitely was feeling the drag a little bit of just, it being kind of samey, of not really having much to grind towards, of just looking for ornaments to finish, that kind of thing. Certainly this version of the Crucible is fun. I don't think there's any denying that. It is a high risk, high reward. It's a lot faster paced. And it's crazy to think that we've gone from a slow 4-person quick play with supremacy every other game to an insanely fast, fast in every sense, 6-player chaos, and only playing Clash and Control. That these changes have happened quite quickly, considering that's pretty crazy to me.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm done, guys. I have nothing left to say, and I want to go play comp.
Yeah, I want to play Forsaken. Hurry up!
Yeah, that too.
Passage of time.
Well, if you're listening to this right now, if you're early on it, you've got one more day to wait.
Or you're playing it and listening to us. Ain't that a cool gun you just got?
Ooh, what's the roll? What did your guardian say?
Oh, they say things now. Yay!
Yeah. My guardian, I'm just going to make sure he only ever says, glab, 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 glab. You get to pick what he says, right?
I'm ending this transmission.
Glab, 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 glab. That's GLAB, glab, folks. Check them out, glab.com. Thanks for sponsoring the show. /Crucible. Offer code glab, 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 glab at checkout. And hey, go to crucibleradio.com and go to our store. You know what? I'm going to make an offer code right now. By the time this comes out, we're going to do 5% off anything in the store. We're only going to have it up for 1 week. So go check out the new swag, and it's going to be offer code Forsaken, secondary offer code glab, glab, glab. They both do the same thing. They do not stack. Actually, let's just stick with Forsaken. Go check it out and go get you some Swain shirt. Get you some logo hat. What it's all about.
Logo.
The dad hat, baby. It's a good one. I love it. Okay, bye.
All right, go get your thing, Bones. No pressure.
Thank you.
Tweet me your cool rolls. I'm done.
Thank you once again to SANDRIDER. Go check them out, sandrider.bandcamp.com. But there comes a time in every podcast where you eventually have to stop playing SANDRIDER, and that's where you come in. Musicians and listeners of Crucible Radio, we need some new stuff to play on the show, or start digging back through the archives, which is fine. But mix it up. I know you're out there. I know you're working on that new album, that new EP, that new single. Send it over. We want to hear it. We want to play it. Let's work together. crucibleradio@gmail.com.
Hello everyone, Swain here. You know that Crucible Radio is your source for all things Destiny PvP, and I know you want more than just this video, so make sure to head on over to crucibleradio.com to find all of our past episodes, detailed Crucible maps, t-shirts, and much, much more.